Good morning. I want to thank everyone for being here today. I especially want to thank Chairman Guest and Subcommittee on Border Security and Enforcement for working with us to hold this joint hearing on a matter of growing importance and security for the American homeland. Transnational criminal organizations, or TCOs, remain agile and persistent adversaries. For years, these groups have exploited vulnerabilities at our southern border, our southern land border, where drug smuggling, human trafficking, and illegal immigration surged to historic levels under the Biden administration. Since the beginning of 2025, however, public data suggests a notable decline in many of these illegal flows. That progress is due in large part to the renewed focus and decisive actions being taken under the current Trump administration to restore control and enforce our laws. But as we improve security on land, we must not allow our maritime domain to become the next weak point. Increasingly, criminal networks are turning to the sea, where vast distances, patchwork jurisdictions, and limited real-time visibility offer TCOs a lower risk of detection and a high reward for moving contraband. Though maritime routes account for a smaller share of illegal migration and narcotics trafficking compared to land routes, the threat remains serious. TCOs and other criminal actors are leveraging everything from go-fast boats, fishing vessels, and narco-submarines to container ships and commercial cargo fleets to move cocaine, synthetic drugs, weapons, and human cargo into the United States. The first half of this fiscal year alone, the U.S. Coast Guard has already seized and offloaded more cocaine than it did in all of fiscal year 2024, a clear indicator that illicit maritime activity remains a persistent challenge despite improved enforcement efforts. The scale and sophistication of these operations require an equally coordinated and capable response. As a representative of the Florida Keys and much of South Florida, I know firsthand how vulnerable our maritime borders can be. From the Caribbean to the Straits of Florida and up to the Atlantic coast, our region has long been a strategic target for smugglers and cartels seeking to enter the U.S. undetected. The threat to our ports, shipping routes, and coastal areas is not theoretical. It directly affects the day-to-day security and economic viability and stability of South Florida. Moreover, while most fentanyl still enters the U.S. through land ports of entry, we cannot ignore the possibility that maritime routes are being used to transport precursor chemicals or synthetic opioids manufactured abroad. This is particularly concerning given the well-documented role that entities based in the People's Republic of China continue to play in supplying the chemical building blocks used to manufacture fentanyl in Mexico. These synthetic opioids are then trafficked into American communities, often with devastating results. Tens of thousands of Americans are dying each year from fentanyl. Beijing is complicit in incentivizing the distribution of these chemicals worldwide, which is responsible for the crisis that now claims the lives of tens of thousands of Americans each year. It is unknown what role, if any, the Mexican government has had in this crisis, as they have failed to stop the flow of these deadly chemicals into the United States. To its credit, the Trump administration has made maritime security a greater priority by investing in interdiction efforts, revitalizing partnerships with key regional allies, and applying needed pressure on adversarial regimes that threaten the safety of the Western Hemisphere. These steps mark a welcome shift in our posture, but as this hearing will show, we must do more. We need a comprehensive maritime security strategy that includes enhanced detection capabilities, more robust interagency coordination, and expanded use of advanced technology to monitor, interdict, and deter illicit maritime activity. Today's hearing is an opportunity to assess how federal agencies are responding to these evolving maritime threats. We will hear from those on the front lines about what is working, where the challenges remain, and what resources or authorities may be needed to close remaining gaps. Thank you again to our witnesses for being here today. I look forward to your insights and a productive discussion of how we can better protect our coasts, our communities, and our country from illicit activity at sea.